Alright. Today we're going to be talking about the art of getting hit. Well, I guess I should still big screen because I'm recording. What does that mean? What do you mean the art of getting hit? Don't you just get hit? Well, yes. This is something a lot of people do. This is something you kind of just learn when you play the games. People don't really talk about this, but I feel like this is very important to know, especially due to the fact that Dragon Ball has multiple options to get hit. But what does that mean? Why would I want to get hit in the first place? Well, it basically boils down to, if you're gonna get hit anyway, you might as well choose how you get hit, or how you get hit after a combo, or how to leave yourself open to mixing up the post whatever combo situation, right? So let me do a very popular one for you, and this is the one I always see people, except like high level people, never mix up the way they get hit, right? Or what their post super option. So I need meter, hold on. Alright, so I'm sure y'all have been in this situation, right? Boom, knockdown, whatever, you know, Gohan levels, right? He's level 7, you're like, damn, okay. And then people immediately tech, right? And actually, let me do a post follow-up as well, just to like kind of like help you guys visualize it. You know, those super dash, right? Call an assist or whatever to try to catch you. Imagine that assist was Krillin Rocks or something, right? And you're like, damn, they super dashed at me. They called Krillin Rocks. Now he's whatever, and I gotta deal with blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, choose how they can hit you after the follow-up, right? In this situation. Sometimes it's okay not to tech, and it comes with experience. Well, I should be holding the button and tech when I get in a combo because I don't want to finish their combo. Yes, but there's certain situations that, again, come with experience, where you're like, okay, I'm not gonna tech here, right? You choose not to tech, you land, and then you get the delay wake up, right? And they're like, oh shit, that ruined my entire follow-up. Or you delay your tech, right? Boom, you get hit, and then you mess up their SD, right? This is a post, I already got hit, I'm changing the outcome afterward. It's not a linear straight line where you tech immediately, you know? Which yeah, a lot of people get stuck into, you know, like getting stuck in the pentatonic kill. Anyways, so what's another example of how to get hit? Let me show you. This is also a very popular one that I'm sure you've seen in matches, but you probably didn't really put 2 and 2 together. So 17, right? You throw your key blasts out, you know, boom, boom. They jump, they air dash, whatever. You get hit, and you're like, damn, that sucks. I took the combo. Well, in situations like this, you can choose to vanish. Boom, you're playing neutral, you're throwing key blast. You would vanish here, right? Now, you're thinking, well, Mr. Streamer, you're gonna get 2H. Well, yes, but now you're rolling the dice that 1, they're gonna have the reactions to 2H you, right? And 2, there's also the possibility, if you time it correctly, you actually can kick them, right? You have to be on it though, right? You have to time it correctly. But a lot of the time, you'll get away with it because they're not ready to 2H you. You're choosing in this moment, do I want to get hit by a jump in, or do I want to risk them trying to react in 2H? And you're going to take the option that is much harder to deal with, which is react 2H. Or if they do try to 2H you, they could be too late, they could whiff. There's a lot of things that could happen here. You're rolling the dice for a more favorable outcome on your end. People would rather roll the dice on the opponent 2Hing, right, than just straight up taking the hit. Let me see if I can time this. Right, they 2H you, you get hit, but it's better than just being like, okay, I'm gonna get guaranteed hit here, right? You would rather roll the dice on them, relying on their reactions. And of course, results may vary depending on, some characters have better vanishes, right? All vanishes are created equal, but some are created more equal. Thank you, Gimmick, for the tier 1. Some characters have vanishes that hit lower, some have vanishes that hit farther, some characters have vanishes that don't go anywhere, right? It just depends on the hitbox afterwards. So different characters yield different results in different situations. Same thing with different characters at different sizes of 2H. If you're really fast on the reactions and you're like, oh, they're jumping at me, right? You could do it mid-jump. And it's even harder for them to punish you because they have to either double jump, super dash, air dash back the other way. So again, a lot of variables if you're really on it. And sometimes you can double jump if you do it at the right height. So for a bar to not get hit or to make it that much harder for what should have been a punish, totally worth it. Now here's another situation where I saw people taking the hit. They were doing this, I think, against Gropus, and you could do this against any baby player, right? So I think Yasha was doing this to Gropus, and I was like, the man knows about the art of getting hit. I saw Yasha do this. He had to have been hitting a button here, right? There we go. Yeah, he would take the last hit, so he wouldn't be put in a 50-50, right? So typically the way this goes is you don't want to reflect the last hit either, right? Because you're still going to have to take a mix-up of some sort. But if you take the hit, it's so much harder for your opponent to confirm off of it. So let's just say you have a character that has a 2L or whatever, right? You know, in this instance, pretend that's a 2L. You take the last hits, and then you completely negate the mix-up. He goes for it. They don't react in time because they're like, oh, I'm going to go for the mix here. Anyway, I don't care if you're reflecting because you're still going to have to deal with this, right? Because you're still negative when you reflect. That's just how the game works. But if you opt to take the hit, you go full screen, and they're not ready. So I saw Yasha doing this, and I was like, the man is a master in the art of getting hit. He knows how to get hit. He knows when to take a hit. And he did this every single time. And Gropus was just not ready any time at all. He kept doing it. He kept doing it. He kept doing it. He kept taking the hit. And Gropus was like, I'm going for the mix. I'm going for the mix. I'm going for the mix. And he only got it once because Yasha opted one time to not take the hit. And all this boils down to is what I've talked about before is survivability, increasing your odds of survivability, right? This is all what it boils down to. Yasha would rather take the 10%, maybe, how much is this? 10% damage, like 5% damage, then deal with a 50-50 that would take you 50%, 60, 70, 80, right? Depending on the team comp. Now, let me show you the most popular instance this game had for a very long time, right? The old reliable 50-50. Let's do old reliable. The most classic of 50-50s. Right, that's the most classic 50-50. You block it, they do this, and you're like, damn, that's crazy. So, how do you opt to get hit here? That's what it was. Okay. Okay, there we go. The art of getting hit. So, in this instance, you get hit by the assist, and they don't get the 50-50. At this point, it is a mind game that favors you because they have to get ready to 2H you instead of go for the mix here. But they're going to go for the 50 almost every time because, you know, they're not going to expect you to do it. And once you get to that point, right, you don't guard cancel anymore. But you're choosing to get hit by the Kid Buu assist. And it's impossible or so difficult to confirm off of the straight Kid Buu assist. You probably have to burn your second assist that doesn't get hit by the guard cancel. You avoid the whole interaction of having to deal with the follow-up 50-50. He's getting hit there. Yeah, so he blocks it in the air. Okay, going for the 50-50, right? Option there is obviously guard cancel on reaction, but their mental is for the whole entire 50-50. They're not gonna perfect attack you. So basically, unless he blocks it and nothing interacts with you afterwards, you're free. You get off scot-free. Nothing happens, right? He has to level 1 here. Or other characters have to level 3 in the air, right? They have to beat your invincibility. You can't EX perfect attack. I know, it's weird. I don't get it. Why air invincible moves don't be air guard cancel, but I didn't code this game. So yeah, you opt to get hit here by the Kid Buu assist, which basically is going to get you out scot-free because they're not going to be able to convert off of it. And again, like I said, this goes beyond just Dragon Ball. Basically, any game that lets you choose how to tech, right? Delay tech, right? You know, in this game, you hold the button down to tech. Like a Blaze Blue, right? You choose when to tech. By hitting a button, you can opt not to tech. And if you notice, if you go back, you will notice instances now that I've shown you this, where high-level players will not tech because they don't want to deal with the situation that comes afterwards. They're like, damn, if I tech this, They're gonna put me in a terrible situation, but I don't want to deal with it. So I'm not gonna tech, or I'm gonna delay my tech option, and I'm gonna throw off their timing, right? Or they could choose just other ways to get hit. Oh, I committed to this. Well, I'm gonna do this to make it harder. For another example too, you know, is well, this is more of risk reward than anything, but it's kind of just like you know, I'm gonna get hit here anyway. I might as well commit to something. You do something unsafe, but you can cancel it into an invincible move, right? You're gonna get punished already. You might as well do an invincible move and roll the dice again, right? You did a slow move that's punishable, and every option you cancel into is unsafe. You might as well go for the invincible option that's unsafe. You're gonna get hit anyway. You might as well commit at that point. So yeah, I'm guilty of not doing this, you know, because it's hard. It's hard in the heat of the moment, but I know it's there, and something even I have to work on. That's why I am sharing it with you guys. So this is a popular situation that happens with Vegito A, right? Where you'll hit a button and they'll call Vegito A, and then you'll get hit, right? They'll dash in, dash block, call Vegito A, and you're like, damn, that's crazy. But the counterplay to this, right, if I can make them come at me, is you super dash it on reaction. Now, again, you're choosing to get hit here, right? They have to 2H you, but they're not going to 2H you on reaction. There's just no way. They're going to be like, oh, he hit a button. He's going to get hit by Vegito A. That's perfect. Well, you have options. You can super dash it, right? You can try throwing out a invincible move. You shouldn't unless you have a safe DHC. Some characters do. You know, if he calls Vegito A, right? You DP through it. Things like that, you know. If there's a way to get, there's a different way to get hit that's not the linear, oh, I messed up X, they're going to do Y. But if you could be like, I messed up X, I'm going to do Z, and they're going to ask Y. Damn, bars. I'm so good. So anyways, just next time you play a game, any fighting game, if there's an option to choose how you get hit, you should explore it. You know, again, this is something people don't really talk about. They don't talk about how to get hit or the art of getting hit in fighting games. It's not a linear line of you're just going to get hit for this reason. That's why when you see high-level matches, they'll do something and they'll commit to this crazy option. And you're like, why did they do that? They did it because they're going to get punished anyway. They might as well go all in. They might as well. There's no reason for them not to. Like, you're rolling the dice here of, are they going to get impatient? And the last one I'm going to use as an example here is the best DP in the game. I talked about who has the best DP in the game. I'm not going to show you who I'm picking that has the best DP in the game because I want you to guess who I'm picking. I'll pick it for both characters here. Now, if you're probably thinking, no, you're wrong. Well, I'll show you why it's the best DP in the game as I'll compare it to others. Because this DP, I think only this DP is the only DP that lets you choose how to get hit. Every other DP, you're going to get hit. Which of these characters am I saying has the best DP? The answer is pretty obvious. It's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I'll tell you why. Beerus has the next best DP in the game. Okay? But I'm going to break it down why Gogeta Red has the best DP in the game. So, if you know anything about how DPs work in this game, after a certain amount of frames, they have a lockout window, which means you can't vanish, you can't spark, right? They have a lockout window. It's how DPs work in this game, because the game's like, hey, you committed to this invincible option, you can no longer do anything. Well, Gogeta 4 doesn't abide by those rules. So I'll show you the other characters, for example, right? And I'll even turn on the frame data here, you know. So DP, vanish immediately, right? Let me turn on my inputs too, so you know I'm not busting your balls. Right, Cooler can vanish pretty high, but once he's up here, he can't cancel. Like, it's smoke. Your mind game ends up here, which is not a big deal because you DP so high that your opponent would just sit and wait. And then once you hit that lockout window, they're gonna be like, sick! Medium starter, right? Same thing with Gohan. He has a lockout window, right? After a certain point. When that lockout window is hit, you know, they can no longer vanish. You have to do it pretty early, but it's within the realm of, if you vanish, I'm gonna 2H you. If you don't, I'm gonna 5M you, right? Medium starter. You know, I'll just go across the board with all the characters to show that they all have lockout windows, right? That's where his lockout window roughly ends. You can just wait it out, right? Same thing with Beerus, right? You get like he blast hits, you wait. But this asshole right here doesn't abide by the rules. He can vanish and spark at any point of this DP. He doesn't abide by these rules. That's why it's the best DP in the game. It is the only DP in the game that has that mind game. And I've seen Wawa do it. I've seen other Gogeta Force do it because people think, oh, DP is lockout window. No. No. This is the only character that can choose how he gets hit on the DP. And it's so potent. And especially because it's a down-down input, which means you can't even cross up his inputs. So yeah, that's why, in my opinion, Gogeta 4 has the best DP in the game because it is only DP that he can actually choose how to get hit. It's not a, oh, I waited, you're in the lockout window. Now, you know, as Donkey Kong said, you die. Right? Donkey Kong 316, now you die. Thank you. Thank you, Nintendo. I think I've basically said what I've wanted to say about this. I don't think I've missed anything about the art of getting hit. Again, this spans to more than just Dragon Ball. If your game has different tech options and doesn't force you to tech, so explore with whatever game you're playing, especially if you have different tech options, right? Or if you're gonna get punished anyway, you might as well commit to another option. You're gonna get hit anyway, you might as well. There's no reason not to. Some people just will do an unsafe option, right, and then not do anything to follow it up. All right, y'all. I hope this was informative. I hope you enjoyed the art of getting hit. I will catch you guys in the next video. And all the YouTube fellas pulling up, I appreciate you. And all the ones that are here right now, I appreciate you. I hope YouTube fellas turn into regulars on Twitch. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. You should subscribe, YouTube. Yeah.